Look at these beautiful California native plants. We're going to show you how to use these to beautify your neighborhood while saving money, time, and creating multiple benefits for the environment. Thanks to the Moulton Niguel Water District, it's time for a landscape transformation with NatureScape. Mark and Paige love their beautiful home in Laguna Niguel, but there is one thing they have been wanting to change for a long time. No more water-consuming grass and no more old, worn-out landscape. It's time to start thinking about a sustainable, water-wise, low-maintenance solution. Let's show you how it all began.
Hey, did you by any chance pay the gardener last week? I saw him working on something out there.
Yeah, I sent him a check, but he's repairing something. It's always something in that yard.
Ain't that the truth? I'm looking at our water bill, and there's an attachment to it, going on about the turf removal program and the rebate program.
Well, the neighbors did turf removal last year, and all that sod cost them a lot of money.
Yeah, but this isn't sod. It's like California native plants.
Well, those natives actually looked prettier than what I was thinking, so what's the option for us there?
Let me check. Well, it looks like there's two different programs. There's the Regional Turf Removal Program and the NatureScape program. The Regional Turf Removal Program looks like it's more DIY. I mean, we hire contractors, they come out and do work, and we come up with a plan and we kind of do it all ourselves.
But we don't know any contractors.
Yeah, we really don't. Let me check.
And you couldn't sit down and draw a plan up. I mean, we just don't have the time for that.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Our HOA does need a plan before we go ahead and do any major changes out front. Yeah. Well, let me check out this other program, the NatureScape program. So basically, it's all that bundled together where they provide a plan, they have the contractors, they pick out the plants, and install everything.
Well, great.
It's kind of all bundled together.
Yeah, well, that sounds more our speed, don't you think?
Yeah, actually, yeah, looking at this, it looks a whole lot simpler than the first one. Yeah, so basically, to start, we need to attend a workshop, which will give us more knowledge about the program.
Okay, well, hey, let's get the calendar.
Every month, Moulton Niguel Water District offers community members an opportunity to learn about watershed-wise gardening methods that promote beautiful, healthy, and regenerative landscapes at their landscape workshops.
Hey, excuse me, miss, are you here for the landscape workshop?
Yeah, but I'm waiting on my husband. He got stuck at work, and now it looks like he's gonna be late.
Ian, by the way.
Oh.
I work here at Moulton Niguel.
Hi, Paige, nice to meet you. Yeah, my husband Mark, he read about the NatureScape program on the website, and it sounds really interesting. We both love the beach, and we found that if we plant natives, then if it helps the beach, it's a win-win. So we're just here to learn more.
You know what? It's getting close to starting time. Why don't we head on in? We could save your husband a seat, and if he gets here late, at least you didn't miss out.
Okay.
Good morning. Before we start our class, I usually like to ask what brought you here and what you're hoping to learn today. What brought you here? What are you hoping to learn?
Well, we're going to be removing all of our turf, and we're interested to see what sort of landscaping options we have.
Now, have you looked into people to help you?
No.
Designers and landscape contractors?
No, we don't have the time to do that, so we're gonna definitely need an easy program where we can come in and that's all gonna be taken care of.
I've done some research online, and yeah, there's a lot of information thrown at you. I mean, there's a lot of I wants, there's a lot of we needs. I mean, the irrigation, the lighting, all these different plant species, and I mean, we definitely want something that's sustainable and easy to manage at the same time.
Okay.
But we want it to look good.
Great. Well, you're gonna learn a lot about that today. You're gonna learn an easy way to replace your turf with a natural garden that's sustainable and works for us. So I'm going to jump into this right now. Again, my name is Jody Cook, delighted to be here today. We're going to talk about an approach to landscaping Whether you have a small landscape, a large landscape, it's an approach to residential landscaping called the watershed approach. And the idea behind it is that we are trying to emulate natural functions to make our gardens and landscapes beautiful, sustainable, low maintenance. It's really going to be a garden that works not only for you and the beautiful curb appeal that you need, but it's also going to work for our greater environment, for our watershed. So we'll get started. The idea behind it is simply that we start to learn to manage our gardens, plant our gardens, and take care of them in a way that mimics natural processes. So you'll notice out in the world, we have gone a long way away from natural processes. And so what this class is going to teach you is how to line your garden back up with the processes in California that have always been here, the plants that have always been here, the beneficial insects that can help you with pest control, how to understand our soil a little bit so you don't accidentally do something to your soil with fertilizers or pesticides that you didn't intend that actually harms the soil. So we're going to learn all of this stuff today, and at the end of it, you are going to know more than so many people out there in the world, and you're going to see everybody's landscapes differently. But not only that, you're going to know how to have a beautiful garden that works for you but also works for our watershed as well. So we share this climate with 5 locations in the world. There we are in California, Chile, southwestern Australia, South Africa, and the countries ringing the Mediterranean basin. All of these countries are very rare and unique climates that are on this very narrow band. They're all between 31 and 44 degrees latitude. So it's a very rare climate, and all sorts of plants and animals have evolved within those climates that are unique to those climates. So they're not interchangeable. They're all very unique and specific. But the one thing we do share in common is that we are all winter wet and summer dry. We get virtually all of our rain between December and March, which many of you who visited the desert will realize is actually quite different from the desert. The desert gets some of its highest rainfall totals in July. That never happens to us. So our climate is really rare and unique. We want to plan and design our garden in the middle of summer. It's the most inhospitable time for us to try to plant a native garden. And we want to start to plant our garden in the fall. It's the best time. Starting October 1st is the best time to plant a garden. We want to plant until about mid-May, maybe the end of May. As soon as that heat kicks in, we want to stop and start planting our garden for next year.
It sounds like it's going to be a really beautiful garden, but we're really looking for something that's going to be sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really the foundation of this program, is to create sustainable gardens. Many gardens in Orange County are not sustainable, even if they're drought tolerant. But part of this NatureScape program, and part of the reason, really the whole reason we use native plants, is because they are enhancing our natural environment. They keep all of the natural creatures that are here, the birds and the butterflies, they stay here. And also it works with our climate the way it is. So it is really truly the definition of a sustainable garden.
Sounds good. More of a butterfly situation. I like it.
Birds and the bees, baby.
Oh.
Birds and the bees.
Oh yeah, I do like my hummingbirds.
Mark and Paige were so inspired by the landscape workshop, they were ready to start planning for their new California native garden.
What you doing, honey?
Hey, well, that landscape workshop has me thinking that we should really go ahead with changing the landscape and getting rid of the grass.
Yeah, we learned a lot in that landscape workshop, right? I mean, I feel a lot better about getting rid of the grass and in at least the front yard.
Yeah, but not just getting rid of the grass. I thought that all the plants were actually pretty cool. And I like the idea that it's actually going to be more natural and sustainable. And then it'll attract a lot of birds and bees. And during rainfall, it'll keep more of the water in our yard, and it'll pollute the ocean.
Yeah, the examples she showed us are like a park, right? I mean, the grass and the hedge we have out there are so boring. They look exactly like the neighbor's house and the house across the street. The rabbits are enjoying it more than we are.
Yeah, seriously.
But how much is this going to cost, and can we really find the time to do it?
Well, the rebate would really help, and NatureScape seemed like a pretty easy way to go since they've already organized all the different contractors. Yeah, I'm just looking at the website here. There's a lot of good information here. Well, this would have taken us a long time, to do this ourselves. So remember, she did mention that there was a calculator that we can go to kind of help determine like what the cost would be. So let me pull that up real quick.
Well, I mean, if we just sort of went to Google Maps, I think they'd probably say 1,500 square feet in the front, in the side yard.
Yeah, I'd also like to get rid of that hedge too. I mean, that thing's been here for 30 years and I haven't liked it since we moved in the first place.
Okay, so 1,500 square feet and another 400 of shrubs. So our total project size would be 1,900 square feet, and our total rebate size would be for the turf grass at 1,500 square feet.
Right, okay.
So
let me type that in real quick. So now we basically have an idea of how much a project like this will cost, which that's actually not that bad for almost 2,000 square feet of landscaping.
yeah.
You know what, we do save $400 right off the bat because the water district does pay for half of the design fee, and we still do get that irrigation system assessment for free.
Right. I do like that they have the list of pre-qualified contractors, and the designer was so enthusiastic. I think she'd do a great job with our yard. And if you like the native plants, this really seems like NatureScape is the best thing for us to do. So it'd be faster and easier than us doing ourselves, and probably look 1,000 times better.
Oh, it definitely will. So I'll go out and measure the hedge a little bit more carefully, and then I'll take some pictures. But I think we have enough money saved up to where we can go ahead and push this forward.
Okay, well, if you want to, start and meet with the inspector, and you can be here for that, then I'll do all the follow-up.
Sounds good.
Great.
Mark and Paige applied for NatureScape, and today they are getting started. During today's pre-qualification assessment, Mark will explain what changes they want to make to the NatureScape consultant. One main focus will be to remove the diseased tree in the front yard. Removing the tree will give them many options, including either replacing it with another tree or changing it up entirely.
Nice to finally meet you.
You too, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, we're here from Tree of Life Nursery, and we're going to be, doing your pre-qualification assessment today.
Oh, thank God. I've been wanting to do this for so long. There has been no changes for 30 years to my yard, and it's definitely time for
Yeah, those
for an
shrubs look
upgrade.
like they're almost original, right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I cut the grass, I trim them, and they just look the same. I definitely need an update.
All right.
And I know you guys give rebates for the grass to get rid of it, but all the shrubs, I want to, obviously I want them gone too. That can be part of the same project. Is that possible?
Right, so what we'll do today is I'll measure the whole landscape that you want to take out, and then we'll measure everything that's turf grass, and the turf grass area is what's going to count towards the rebate, but your project size can be much larger than that, encompassing everything that you want to remove and replace.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll go in with all the native plants, make my neighbors jealous.
Yeah. How do you feel about this tree?
I'm not really in love with it. It's diseased, so it probably needs to go along with all of the other plants around the house.
Are you thinking about putting another tree in?
Yeah, I'd like to go something maybe
Okay.
like, for the centerpiece.
Okay, excellent.
Somewhat, well, not necessarily the centerpiece, but just something to give it more dimension as
Yes.
well. You hear about sustainability all the time, so it's the right thing to do. And the drainage has never been that great in this yard anyway. When it rains, it all floods. I got rabbits over there. I need a change.
I understand.
But I'm excited.
Great.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for making it so easy. My attention span is really short, but even I understood this.
Well, we're all busy these days, aren't we?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's the idea behind the program, is that we kind of take care of all of the contracting for you so that you get to enjoy.
Sounds good. Thanks again.
All right.
We're here at Tree of Life Nursery, and today's the day we're going to look at the plan. I'm going to show Paige the plan, and then we're going to walk around the nursery so that she can see the plants in the nursery as newborn plants in container pots. She can see them out in the landscape and have a good sense of what her garden will look like, both when it's first installed and 5 years from now as it grows in.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Paige. Welcome to Tree of Life Nursery.
Thanks.
So today we're going to take a look at your plan.
Great.
So we have a desk in here. Let's go take a look.
Awesome, excited.
Okay, so let's take a look at your plan. And then we'll walk around the nursery and we'll look at the plants.
Great.
So the way a plan works is that it's as if you're a bird looking down. So all of these large circles are trees. The other thing you'll notice is that we have a path. So when you change your landscape from a lawn into a garden, you need to be able to walk through it and look at the plants.
I love that idea.
And so we have a path going from your entry down to the sidewalk.
Perfect. What is the path made of?
This path is made of decomposed granite. One thing that's important to know about the paths is that they need to be permeable to water. So in order to make this a really sustainable garden, you don't want to make your path concrete or some other impermeable surface. So this is decomposed granite, which is just like kind of a crushed rock.
Okay.
And then you'll notice also this blue line. Remember in the class we talked about infiltrating water in your landscape so that we don't produce runoff.
Right.
So we have a swale in your landscape, which begins here at the corner of your house, and then it slows and spreads and sinks water throughout your landscape so that it's available to your plants. We don't ever want to see it come out at the sidewalk. I mean, it may in a really big rain, which is why we end it close to the sidewalk.
Okay.
But generally speaking, we want all that water to infiltrate into your landscape.
How many of each plant are you planting, or?
Well, we design a full garden. We don't want to see a lot of bare earth when your garden is mature. And so this, the way the icons are all laid out in this plan will show you that in 3 to 5 years, when most of your garden is mature, we will have full coverage. So you'll have a lot of plants of different heights, from ground covers to trees to shrubs. It will all be laid out beautifully together. When we first install your garden, you're going to notice there is going to be a lot of mulch because the plants are just babies, and you'll see them out in the nursery. But as time goes on and they begin to grow, we will have a good covered landscape with a lot of beautiful plants in it.
Great, sounds beautiful.
So do you want to go take a look at the plants in the landscape?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Meanwhile, back at their home, the old landscape removal is underway. Mark and Paige were not happy with the overgrown shrubs that walled in their yard. After all, this was a 30-year-old landscape, so it was time for a change. They wanted a more open feel and better curb appeal. The diseased tree in the middle of the yard was cut down and the stump removed. The open-up area feels so much larger now. A sod cutter was used to quickly remove the grass and its roots with no chemicals. That turf grass will now be ground up and recycled for mulch. After all of the turf is removed, it is time to prep for the new water-wise landscape and native plants. Once Mark and Paige started talking to their neighbors about their planned transformation and why they chose to do NatureScape, their neighbors got excited and decided to do the NatureScape program as well. Now the neighbors will have adjoining California native gardens to enjoy while helping to improve their neighborhood even more. The old landscape is gone. In just a few short days, Mark and Paige will see their dream of a new sustainable landscape come true.
Hooray, it's installation day. So here we are at our customer's house. We're ready to do our installation. And the first thing we do now that the site is cleared and there's nothing left, there's no shrubs, there's no grass, we compare it to the plan and we start to lay out our paths and our swales. We start to determine where the large trees are going. And then from there, we'll lay out the plants and the garden will be installed.
A key component of watershed-wise gardening is contouring the yard to direct and capture water on site. Allowing water to infiltrate the soil prevents runoff from entering the street. A swale will also help store rainwater in soil so it can be used slowly by the plants throughout the growing season. Retaining rainwater on the property not only saves the homeowners from having to water as much, but also keeps irrigation and rainwater from washing into storm drains. This keeps trash and street pollutants out of our local creeks and ocean. Converting irrigation to high-efficiency, rotating sprinkler nozzles is an important part of their landscape plan. They also decided to take advantage of Moulton Niguel Water District's Smart Irrigation Timer rebate. Throughout their new landscape, Mark and Paige are adding a lovely walking path with low bridges over the swale to fully enjoy their California native garden. The landscape is lined with white yarrow near the front, canyon prince wild rye, a beautiful blue ornamental grass is sprinkled throughout, several toyons, pigeon point coyote brush, and monkey flower line the path. A rare Orange County native tree, the Engelmann oak, is the yard's centerpiece. The spectacular oak was once a common tree throughout Orange County's coastal landscapes. You will also find the red late summer flowering California fuchsia in their new front yard. Hummingbird sage, coast sunflower, and purple sage are planted in the part shade side yard in and around the swale. The plants are just babies now, but soon they will grow and fill in the sides of the swale. The swale will continue to nourish the plants around it, with winter rains giving these plants a boost, so they can put on an abundant spring and summer show with their colorful flowers.
Hi Ian, welcome.
Hi Paige, so good to see you again.
You too. This is my husband Mark. This is Ian from Moulton Niguel Water District.
Nice to finally meet you.
Mark, nice to meet you.
How's it
So,
going?
looks like the process is coming to an end here.
Yeah.
How have you guys enjoyed it?
We loved it. It was a great experience.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the process, and now, yeah, we have a great end result.
Yeah. Would you like us to show you the yard?
Absolutely, let's check it out.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Mark, Paige, it looks really good. I see you guys went for the upgrade.
Yeah, we decided to spend a couple extra bucks and get this rain chain to direct the water off the roof into the landscape and then into the swale there. It just looks a little bit better than, you know, the hokey downspouts.
Yeah. We also did an upgrade with the bridges, so we stained those ourselves and put them together and plopped them in.
Couples project.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's show you some more.
Mark, I noticed your swell coming out from the backyard. Is that to help out with the drainage up front?
Absolutely. We actually diverted some of the flow from the backyard
that's
to
smart.
enter into our front.
Very good.
Yeah, and around that we installed lighting, so we can sit out
Oh.
here at night and
Yeah.
the lights light up the whole yard. It's really pretty.
Looks very cool.
Yeah. We spotlighted our oak because it's our favorite feature in the garden.
Yeah, it attracts a lot of birds.
Yeah. Just sit here and hear them chirping.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks to the Moulton Niguel Water District, their regional partners, and the NatureScape team, we've learned how easy and beautiful a NatureScape garden can be. A watershed approach to landscape transformation with California native plants benefits our beaches, provides habitat and pollination opportunities for local wildlife, beautifies our neighborhoods, and assists homeowners in transforming their tired and thirsty grass into thriving, low-maintenance gardens. Join us in transforming your landscape today.